in the heat of the night, right before the NBA draft deadline, the NIL collective of Bama, the big dogs there, release a report that I saw, and I was like, did them boys get hacked, or am I getting sentel at the NIL collective level right now? No, it is true. Labaron Philon has decided to come back to Alabama for his sophomore season after stating the door was closed, after stating he talked to Nate Oates and saying he was gone, after stating that the NBA draft was a full go at the deadline, at the buzzer. Big dog Oates, big dog NIL collective over at Alabama say shh, none of that noise. Go ahead and bring that on back to Alabama. And now Bama's getting back a player in Labaron Philon who I thought had a really good freshman season and is now in line for a really good sophomore year and in a spot where Bama needed a player like this. Like they hadn't necessarily, I thought, had the best off season. And now they get LeBaron Philon back. That's a massive news for them. And they'll form one of the better backcourts in the country, I think, with Aiden Holloway coming back, right cell back. They add Jalil Bethea in the transfer portal, add LeBaron Philon to that mix. Really, really great development for Nate Oates, and Nate Oates is needs to be thanking his NIL collective right now because they made this happen. Dion, I'll throw it to you first. Were you shocked to see this happen? And then two, like, what do you make of this?
I don't think he should be able to do it. I'm gonna be honest. If you, so like I just like, I understand there's paperwork that has to get done for things to become official. But if you tell the NBA like, "Hey, I'm coming," just to see how much your stock will rise, essentially,
Mm.
realize it didn't because like no, like obviously he's I think he was projected first round pick. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, I think like late first round.
Yeah, I think he said it like, "Oh, like I'm projected late first round. If I commit while no one else has, maybe I'll jump to mid." And then when he didn't, he was like, "I guess I'll just go back to Bama for more money." I don't think you should be able to do that. I think it's dope. I said this to G, I think on Monday or the full episode Tuesday. I don't remember. That game we got in January, Bama Auburn, one of the greatest college basketball games I've ever watched.
Mm.
I want more of that. So if Phylon going back, Tahad going back gets me that this year, I'm very happy. But I also think this is like kind of like one of those things where you commit to a new job and you tell them yes, and you but you don't sign the offer letter and you go and you tell your job, hey, they offered me 25% more than y'all. Will you match it? I don't love that. I'm be honest, I'm be honest, I don't love that. But I do love it for Pylon. I love it for Oaks. I think I do believe it's I don't know if I actually believe it's the right decision for him, but I think it's the right decision for us. And we have to be me guys every now and then. I'm being an I guy right now. I want Phylon at Bama, and I got Phylon at Bama.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing across college basketball, like NIL is bringing back great college basketball players, and Philon was going to be a first round NBA draft pick. And now he is choosing to come back to play for Bama, and like I said, formulate a really good backcourt. And you brought that up. I didn't even think about that. Like Philon Pettiford now in the Bama Auburn rivalry, I think is going to be incredible. Philon, I think, has a way to go with his game, right? Like I think that he can get a more reliable jumper, but like the slashing, the scoring at the rim, the defense, I think are all for real. And I think the jumper can get a little bit better. And he's just a gamer. Like even since the first game where I saw him play. He went in the Mackey, and that kid showed absolutely no fear. You go into Mackey Arena as a freshman, true freshman, against like the backcourt of Purdue. Like I know they didn't win the game, but he showed absolutely no fear. He's got that type of thing for me. I think he's going to be an incredible player for Bama in his sophomore year. I guess what do you see Phylon's role being for Bama? Is he like going to be their best player? Is he going to be like a first team all SEC guy, like all American level guy? Like what are we talking here?
I think he has to be their best player. I'm not a huge Holloway guy though. I'll get way ahead of that. If Holloway was exploring the NBA draft, like I would be like, just go ahead and go back. Not a huge Holloway guy. So I think he has to be their best player. I do like Jaleel Bethea, but like I want to say Jaleel Bethea can be their best player because of how much I love Jaleel Bethea, but like it's really hard to say that right now with how things went at Miami.
He was bad. He's my guy, but he was bad last year, man.
But that one layup against Boston College, though, will forever be remembered.
Oh, and then they lost the second half. Remember we placed that bet.
Yeah, they did lose. I keep forgetting about that. Man. But I think he has to be their best player. I think that's why he went back. I think he views it as an opportunity to raise his draft stock. No comment on whether I think that will actually happen or not, because I like Labaron Philon and I want him at Alabama, so no comment. But I do see the vision that Bama has. I see the vision Philon has, and I think this is his opportunity to take the team in his own reins. Because if you look at it like a right cell, he's more of a role player guy. If you look at a Holloway, he does the thing where he hits the floater. That's the only thing he does, though. That's about it. He hits the little floater. He might make a layup or two. And then the bigs that Bama brought in are, they leave a little to the imagination. So I think Phylon going back makes Bama a legit SEC contender in a way that I personally didn't have Bama prior to him coming back, and I think most people didn't. And that's gonna put him in the running for first team All SEC, I would say, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see kind of what it ends up looking like for LeBaron Philon next year. We'll talk about that a little bit more as kind of what that looks like. But massive news for Alabama, massive news for LeBaron Philon. I think he's going to be incredible next year for Bama, and now Bama's right back in the SEC title mix, in my opinion. So we'll see how that plays out. Congrats to LeBaron Philon. Congrats to Nate Oates. Congrats to Bama NIL. Y'all flex the muscle. Y'all flex the Crimson Tide Bucks. Good on you.